Welcome back, everybody. Today is, Thursday, the 27th of February, 2025. And yeah, so that happened. So we got this massive dump the last few days, which is to be expected after this consolidation. We're either going to get a pump or a dump. But for the long term health of the market, this is probably a needed dump and absolutely completely predictable. So if you have a look at this chart, I'm always just like surprised but not surprised by how well these levels play out and how these vector candles love to get recovered. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Renee, but I go by V. And for Savvy, I think I've never told that story, but yeah, so Savvy Trader. So just call me V for short. I do market maker method, which is a traditional Forex style of trading, which uses market manipulation. And the biggest kind of like tell of this system is these PVSRA candles, which are these colored candles right here. So we have this colored candle here, which is from November last year. So one of those big pump days we had in that last big bull run. Look at this bounce. This is a 50%. So the green line is the 50% mark of that green candle. Like you can't even like make this stuff up. It's just beautiful textbook the way it bounces. So once you start learning the system and using these indicators, it really does help to improve your trading and like being able to see the levels at which things are, have likelihood of, obviously nothing's perfect, but we do have other confluences. The blue line here is the 200. So I'm on the daily right now on Bitcoin. So we do also have that 200, which is similar sort of area, and that whole rest of that candle coming all the way down to about 80,000. The other thing we have here is also the 0.5 fib, so 50% fib. So there are a lot of levels of confluence in this area to get a bounce. So we could have one of two things happening here. This could be just another bounce, a fail, and maybe we come down to here and we bounce off the 50, which is going to be quite strong and bullish. We might even come all the way back down to the actual fib, which is the 618, but that would actually be breaking the previous high, so which is not great. Any bounce off this area is going to be, a strong bounce, but we wouldn't really want it to come back down and close underneath this kind of area. I would want it anyway. But if you've seen the rest of the continuation of this pattern, we are bouncing quite nicely off the 200 and holding on the 200. So we haven't come back down. This is the 800 down here. So if we get a nice bounce off of here, I think that's going to be very bullish for a Bitcoin. But if we're looking at the market maker method, it usually comes in three waves. So if this is going to be our M formation, we've got drop level 1, drop level 2, and then we would usually be expecting a third drop. So is that going to be to here, or is that going to come all the way down here? So we have yet to see, but we are getting a nice little bounce right now. Right off that 50% recovery off that fib. So yeah, very, very interesting. And if you haven't played around with these candles, definitely have a play around with them and put them in your arsenal for future referencing, because yeah, these layers, they do tend to be very well respected on all the different timeframes too, depending on your time frame. So I'm a scalper / day trader, and so I typically use 1, 5, 15, and 1 hour. I very rarely look at the daily, but in like these macro moves, like these big moves, you've kind of got to pull back out and have a look further down just to kind of see these macro levels. But yeah, so this is, let's go down here. So let's have a look at today for, actually, down here, one here. This one. Yeah, perfect. So this was our trade yesterday. So starting yesterday in the London session, again, we had a very ordinary day yesterday, so not much really happening. But this is actually a good example of a failure with a day trade inside. So for Asia, we did our Asia box, and then we're in an uptrend. But we didn't really get our bounce, so this is either going to be a consolidation or a failure. And so what we've got here, as we kind of see, we got this little fake out here, which came all the way down, and you can't really see it, but that literally just broke the Asia low, and then it bounced. So this is like a nice little day trade. Like if you're just watching the markets, and it's just over 1%. But if you see these things like that, and if you actually have a look, these are the market maker candles too. So we've got a push down, fake out, market maker reversal, like totally just sweeping the low. So if you're doing these sort of Asia trades, this is something to always look forward to that actually happened last week as well. So a nice little move. And then what do we see? We see the failure of the trend. So we've tried to get up, fail once, fail twice. What is this? Oops. Let's try this again. What is this? Is our M formation? The peak's just slightly up, and so you obviously usually like a lower high, but this for me would be your M formation. So also just on the London changeover as well. So we got the first peak here and the second peak, and then it just dump holed all the way through New York and kept going. So if you'd gotten this trade, it was actually too late for me, so I wasn't trading at this point. I'm just like, yeah, nothing's really happening today. It's going to probably happen in New York. It actually happened end of London, but by that time I wasn't actually trading anymore. And then we've got this big old dump hole here. So let's have a look. If you'd caught that move, so say you got it off the failure, holy, that's a nice trade. So 7%. That's a pretty nice trade, if you don't mind. And yeah, that's all just looking at these Asia ranges and seeing the movement within the Asia range and how they fail on these support lines. So let's do today. So this area here is our green vector recovery. This, in the way it's moving, may be a V-bottom. So in general, when we have these ones and they don't cut back down for a second lower, a higher high, they just go straight up. They just go straight up. It might come up here. It might be going all the way up to maybe, I forgot, like 15. Yeah, so what we might see is we might come all the way back up here to like the 200 and then fail and roll over. But it's very hard to kind of get into these moves. So in Asia, let's draw our Asia box. So here we go. So the Asia range is 1 a.m. GMT to 1 p.m. GMT, and I'm in Australia, so it's 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. So I'm just going to draw that across, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then if we're actually just looking to Asia, this is just a consolidation. So we're looking for a consolidation day within 2%. So this is going completely sideways within 2%. This is a consolidation day. So what we may see now, if this is going to either A, continue, let's have a look. We could get a continuation up like this, or what we may be doing is forming an M. So what we might be doing is something like this. Let's make that red. So these are the sort of things that you're kind of looking for. Let me knock out my London range. So yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on this. This may or may not be a reversal, but if we hold that trend, so either we hold this trend like max, we want to kind of hit, this could lead to just a continuation up. Or we could be doing another reversal to go back down to get the rest of that liquidity. So again, this line down here is the 50 fib for the major macro move. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting time right now. And it's really interesting to kind of see the market just dumping for not really any reason, but perfectly bouncing off these levels. So this is why you know that it's manipulated. It's all planned. They know what they're doing. They know where they're going. And then it's just our job to be able to decipher the patterns that they're creating and follow with them as opposed to against them. So yeah, I wish I'd kept my short. It's like I was in from up here somewhere. I was on Monday. Yeah. This fake out in Asia Open on Monday. I got out down here because I was like, oh, should have kept it, should have known. But oh well. But yeah, if we go through so that Monday, so if we have the look at the move right now, this is the whole week. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So when we do the market maker method, it is basically in general 3 waves down, a reversal, 3 waves up, and etc. etc. This would actually make sense if this was the reversal in the market maker method, because we've got Monday here. We got we actually, if you watch my video from the other day, we didn't get the fake out up really. To take out the liquidity from the weekend. So I have the psychological levels, which are the levels built on a Sunday. So in a traditional week, we probably would have faked out above this and then gone down. But here we just automatically went down straight away from Monday and then just kept going. So we've got our first day Monday down level 1. Got Tuesday down level 2. Wednesday down level 3. And then we've got this V bottom reversal. So there is a very good chance that this just keeps going and maybe we get some sort of consolidation period over the weekend and then we either continue down for another week next week or we do get a bounce. Maybe we get a bounce reversal on Monday and then up. So in general for the system, it's like 1 week up, 1 week down, or sometimes you'll get 2 weeks down, 2 weeks up, that sort of thing, the way that they're building their positions. So this in the actual scheme of the method is pretty good an example of how it works. So we've got, again, you've got drop level 1, consolidation, drop level 2, the consolidation, drop level 3, usually some sort of W for an up. But this, because there's no second bottom, this is like, again, a V bottom reversal. Sometimes there is an extension. So sometimes you will get one further one if they haven't built enough liquidity from all their other positions, you can get a little extension. But again, this method is has lots of little variations, but in general, the idea, you'll see the same patterns repeat themselves over and over. But yeah, so this is what we're watching for today. Will we keep going? Will we hold this line? Will we push up? The other point to watch about these candles is that when you think about the way that they're being built, the market maker is on the other side. So if it's going down, they're actually buying on the other side. So anytime you see a down candle, they're selling, but they're also buying. They're on the other side. So red candles are actually going to eventually push up, if you know, I kind of understand what I'm saying. So if they're pushing up here, but it's not going anywhere, it's because they're selling into those, that area, if it makes sense. So that's another way to read the candles. It's just, yeah, just know that the market maker's on the other side. So they're doing the opposite of what they're trying to do. So they're buying to push up to get enough people to sell so they can sell down. So yeah, they're basically pushing you to do the opposite of what they want you to do. of what they're doing, if that makes sense. Awesome. Let's have a look down on the 15 and see if there's anything else interesting. Yeah, nice little manipulation move here. So false move up, pushing up, reversed it down, coming up, and then pushing up. But yeah, let's see what happens for the rest of the day. Make that better. Let's fix that up. And again, any questions, any feedback, I'd love to hear from you guys. Join us on Twitter, V Trading, and then join my Telegram group too if you want. V Trading, same thing. So yeah, otherwise, I will see you next time.